Gotcha.
Stores needing change. Who the fuck do they think they are?
Just round up everything, you know?
You want to give customers back what they're owed? Since when?
Round up or round down. That's what you got to do.
Works. Welcome to the Dorkening. It's not all funs and games behind the scenes before Leo hits start.
I know. Sorry.
Heavy shit back here. Heavy stuff. I mean, Back to the Future, Doc Brown screaming in a parking lot style heavy.
Yeah.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey. Hello.
You're on. I can hear you.
Welcome to the Dorkening. My name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have an awesome show scheduled for you as always. And yo, how's it going?
Hey, everybody. Not too bad. How about yourself?
Doing okay. Brandon.
Hey, kids. I'm doing all right, man. It's another wacky Wednesday here in Dorkening land. We got some fun stuff, intriguing stuff to cover from the past few days, let alone the entirety of the week. So, let's get through Steve's intro and do it to it.
Are you? Things sound weird, Steven.
Yes, like Brandon said, there's a lot of interesting stuff that happened the past 72 hours. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Leo, did you say you sound weird?
I can't hear.
Weirder than normal, or
What the hell? What the hell?
Is it every single time you move your mouth away from the microphone? Because I think I might know what the problem is.
Is my intro that when you said let's go through my intro, is my intro that bad? Or is
No,
it
it's just that you were the last person to do an intro.
yeah.
And then we go into the subject matter at hand. I know next to nothing of what this Tales of the Jedi bunkum and balderdash is. So that'll be fun. You guys can educate me.
No, I
There's
was
excellent
the Star Wars thing coming out.
I was properly educated in the group chat. So you guys have at it.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between educated and schooled, young one.
Young Padawan.
I was gonna say it, yo. I was gonna, bro. He saw that come. Oh well.
Bye, Yo-Yo.
All right. I mean, Yo-Yo, a man of few yet effective words.
At least I'll drink some hard cider to that. So local.
What's
hard
what's
cider.
going on? Hey, hold on.
What?
We're losing people left and right here.
At least we got control. So
Yeah, right.
oh,
Leo, you fool. Your first mistake was giving me access, and your second mistake was giving Steve access.
I was about to say, don't drop the ball on that. Well, until they get back,
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Steve and Brandon show. Da 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 da. Hey! Oh, shit, he's back. Never mind.
we're live, pal.
I think there we go. What the
What are we going to do tonight, Brandon? The same thing we do every night, Steve.
hell?
Try to take over the world.
Jabo says I'm trying to fox stuff. What does a fox say? What?
Ring ding 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 ring ding 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 ring. No.
Hey, by the way, I just wanted to bring this up. Destroyer of Worlds. So
The broadcast so nice you had to click on end broadcast twice.
I know. So I did the Still Token show, and I'm getting ready to end the show. I'm like, wait a second. You need to click on end broadcast twice in order for it to stop. And so I took a screenshot. And if you missed last week's show, Steven, he said, "Oh, I'll be right back." And then the broadcast ended. He hit, and you hit it twice, dude.
You know what? I'm actually glad that you picked a really good picture of me. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, now the cameras are all fucked up. Hold on.
I will drink to that.
There we go.
Yes, there we go. Now everybody's in the order I guess they arrived. We have Leo, Steve, the podcast stopper, Yo-Yo, and Powerful Brandon.
Yep. So yeah, Steven, well
done, Steve. Well done. Well managed, sir. You learned well. You did not give me the reaction I was looking for. That's what I've told you in regards to Leo.
Great party, isn't it?
Leo, I'm gonna need you to take away his access immediately.
Nice.
No, you're not. Hey, I got a live show in November, and
well, it sounds like you're gonna need somebody to show up to hit start.
Or somebody to show up.
No. We don't need to worry about hitting stop. Steve's got that.
Or we can handle that for him. Like right after he goes live, just pop him real quick and broadcast twice,
Just Leo fucking drive by end broadcast. Yeah. I like me now, bitch. Click, click. That's the closest Leo ever gets to doing an impression of Method Man. Just all of a sudden pops up, fucking big as life and twice as redheaded. Just goes to Cal. Boom. Out. It's for the children, son.
Oh, love it, love it, love it. So I saw Black Adam. I know.
I mean, I've met plenty of dudes named Adam too. What the fuck does it matter? No, I'm just kidding.
Let me just say, it's before you gang on me for DC shit. I will say it's on my list of things to see, so I'm planning on seeing it.
I mean, we're not gonna gang. First of all, there's only like
I'm
3 of us
talking about
here.
one person to my left here.
Can
so-
one person gang up on another person? Is that how that works? I think that's just called a confrontation. I digress.
Yeah.
No one's gonna get on your case for not having seen it yet.
No, but if you saw it and then like went on a total rant about like, oh, it's not the Snyder version or something like that, then we would.
There's plenty of cultists out there that drink the Kool-Aid, and we've, Brandon's gone on a tear about that already. So
Yeah, Steve actually already like clicked like on a Twitter thing I fucking retweeted when I straight up I was like, what a bunch of whiner babies. Like what actually was like, what a bunch of whiny weirdos. Like that's the simplest term I could use. Like just straightforward. You people, not everybody. Listen, I understand like not everyone who enjoyed Zack Snyder's like renditions of the stories he did are like these Snyder cultists, and that I think it's a vocal minority, these folks that get together and just flood social media and do what they can to bomb and troll. But you have to admit, like it's gotten to a point now where we're seeing like some big stuff starting to like really take its baby steps.
yeah,
And it's kind of exciting. It's definitely interesting. And
I
these
will
same
say,
folks are just like, yeah, you know what? This is blah blah blah. Oh, what? So Henry Cavill is gonna do this, but like he's not gonna demand that Zack Snyder come back to direct. It's like, why the fuck would he? I don't understand the logic or lack
Brandon,
thereof.
with one of the big pieces of news that came out, which we'll get to, I'm really excited for what DC brings to the table for the future. So I'm sure we'll get to that later on. But
just from seeing Black Adam, it's like I'm excited for the future of DC. Like I'm one of the
Can you
ones.
put a spoiler banner up, Leo?
I can, and I actually accidentally
Deleted.
spoiled something last night.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you to do it now before you make the same mistake twice. So it's like hitting end broadcast twice in a row, Leo. What the fuck is wrong with you?
So real
never
quick,
gonna
Steve,
live
you
that
got
down.
like another week and a half of hearing that. So I'm sorry, bud. Like I say it with
no,
love.
it's fine. As
I
long
say it
as
with
my
so much
StreamYard
love.
access doesn't get revoked.
I say it with so much love, but if you do that shit again, I will drive to Connecticut, meet up with Leo, and we will go to your house and break your fingers. In the nicest way.
I'm gonna take
Like,
that.
Steve, this hurts me more than it hurts you. Snicker snack, snicker snack.
I'm gonna take that threat with a grain of salt, because when I met last week when we talked about G4 and I said those four words that you didn't want me to say, and you said, "So help me, Steven, if I hear those words."
Drive. I did get a kick out of you. I left the fucking door open. I lost my shit. That was great. That was the perfect reaction.
Just to back up for a second, I'm not a Snyder cultist, but I did, enjoy the Snyder cut. Just that it was more DC, as long as it's not Suicide Squad.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Do you mean it was another DC project, or it felt more in line with DC as a whole?
No. That it was more DC content.
Okay, content products. Okay.
Yeah.
Because, buddy, I haven't read those fucking comics. Not at all.
No,
The closest I may have gotten was Watchmen, and even then, Zack Snyder took some liberties with David Hayter in making that movie.
No, it was more DC shit to watch. Tom Morris. I still have to see Black Adam as well. Yet Black Adam was amazing. And me, I pretty much love everything. I admit I had to hide.
Leo, Mr. Blue Sky Pond.
Yeah,
you were exactly the fucking dude that ELO wrote that song about.
Well, okay, so certain movies you get the theater high. Going to the theater is a whole experience.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty high when I get there.
Yeah.
What? Oh, I think we're talking about two different things.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
So like Suicide Squad, after
Hold on, wait.
The first one.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, the definitive article, it makes a difference, and I just didn't. I just
Oh yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
make
Well,
sure.
okay.
That's
Let
all.
me clarify. After seeing Suicide Squad in the theater,
I mean, I saw the Suicide Squad in the theater.
oh, you did? Didn't
I,
it stream on HBO at the same time?
yes,
No.
but I
Okay.
want, as a fan, I was
Mhm.
trying to contribute to the bottom line.
Oh,
Of
I
the
contributed
product.
as well. I pay for HBO.
I also pay for HBO, but I also wanted to make sure that their box office
Gotcha.
was
Gotcha.
shored up a little slightly. So, you know, 20 bucks of that 140 million they made. You're welcome, Warner Brothers. It's from me to you.
What was I going with that?
Black Adam.
Suicide Squad 2016.
Yeah. You know, I admit I look everything through rose-colored glasses, you know, and you know, rewatching Suicide Squad, it was absolutely terrible. But in the theater when I first left, it was like, you know what, that was watchable, you know.
Yeah, you sound like me after I watched Batman v Superman. Actually, no. I'm not even going to go to the Snyder route, okay? I'm not even going to do that cuz like I feel like that dead horse has been beaten
yeah.
to a fucking bloody dog food style pulp
How
in the
about
road.
Wonder Woman 84?
Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I left the theater. I saw it the preview day. So a day before it actually was like fully released. I was in line with a bunch of Uber fans. And I went to go see it with my brother. And I remember sitting down. We had like prime seats, like right in the middle. So like the screen was just like our entire field of vision. And holy shit, man! It started off with John Williams' theme right at the beginning, and it had the 1978 style Superman Returns, like the white, font just coming at you, almost 3 dimensions out of the screen, and it's clearly the ship traversing through different galaxies, and I was just like, this is fucking it, man. I've waited so long. I'm gonna ignore the weird tingling issues that I felt in the back of my head when I first saw a promotional shot of Brandon Routh as Superman. Not that I had a problem with him. I had a problem with the costume design. I was just like, nope. I'm gonna let it be what it is. And I sat down and I watched it and I got to the end. My brother Chris sat next to me the whole movie. And the reason he sat next to me for the whole movie is because one, he was my ride there. He drove. But two, it's because I made him sit back down when he tried to get up and straight up leave the cinema. I was like, no, sit. And it was when Jason pushes the piano and it like crushes the guy on Lex Luthor's boat. And my brother was like, nope, straight up in the cinema. Nope, fuck this. And he went to get up. I was like, dude, sit down, shut the fuck up. Excuse me. And yeah, when we left the theater, I was like, no, it was pretty good, man. I enjoyed it. Yeah. And it honestly must have taken me a year, at least a year, to come to grips with the fact that no, that movie was fucking hot garbage because it was made in the midst of a dumpster fire. And the choices that were made by the people in charge were absolutely mind-boggling, baffling. And I gave it the benefit of the doubt because I was just happy to get, a Superman movie. And it taught me a valuable lesson, though. Moving forward from that, I was like, you know what? It's great to be excited and optimistic about what it is you're about to see. But you need to be realistic once you've seen it and absorbed it. And that was a year-long lesson for me, and it's tempered my reaction as a fan ever since. I learned from that. And that's part of the reason why I was excited for Man of Steel when it came out. And by the time the movie was over, I was not quite as enthusiastic as I was when I set foot into the cinema itself. And unfortunately, that feeling was oft repeated in regards to that iteration set forth moving forward. Just talk about looking at source material and completely missing the forest for the trees. It's like, oh, let me change all this, and who wants to see this shit about Superman? It's like, I don't know. How about everybody who's made him an enduring and popular character for the past 8 decades?
Interesting.
Yeah. And that's I think that's something that a lot of us have to do. You have, it's okay, like I said, it's okay to be excited and anticipatory, but temper that. Manage your expectations, manage your reaction after the fact. It's okay. And here's the thing. You can be critical of a thing after you've seen it, but be constructively critical. Don't just be like, oh, that was fucking stupid. Okay, but why was it stupid? Because I fucking think so. All right, like, you're clearly missing the point of the question here. Like, discourse. That's what we do. We talk about stuff. We figure out, we all talk about what we liked, didn't like, whatever. I think with what we're seeing now, it feels like a reversal of fortune after having seen like the Suicide Squad. Well, I should say, barring Wonder Woman 85, I feel like Patty Jenkins, in regards to the storytelling aspect, like the creation of the story, is likely in the same boat as Zack Snyder. You know what? Put them behind the camera and have them call the shots on how to visually execute this story that's been crafted and have it all come together in a cohesive project. Do not let them be in charge of actually crafting the story that's going to be presented before the camera, because that's when you start to like get really wonky shit that doesn't quite add up. But barring that, we've had a few decent flicks coming forth, and
more than a few. DC is, well,
I'm saying like Aquaman, Shazam,
starting off with the original
Suicide Squad,
the original
and
Wonder
Black
Woman.
Adam.
The original
Oh
Wonder
yeah,
Woman.
the original Wonder Woman is the closest thing to Superman the movie from 1978 that we've gotten from any of the movies that have come out, not just DC but Marvel as well.
DC movies.
Hmm?
I'm getting a list of DC movies, so I hold on. So yeah,
there's Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, so
Aquaman.
Wonder Woman was amazing.
Yeah.
Man of Steel, it wasn't perfect, but it was good.
Yeah.
Batman v Superman, the Suicide Squad.
I'm so sick and tired of any time you bring Batman v Superman up too. The people are like, well, the Ultimate Cut. Fuck the Ultimate Cut. That's not what was released. That's not what we're talking about. Like, you literally had to go out of your way and fucking buy that in order to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about what was presented to audiences across the fucking world on big screens in movie cinemas. Okay. And BVS, BVS DOJ, that ain't it, kid.
Aquaman was amazing.
I love that fucking movie.
Yeah. Shazam was spectacular.
I can't wait to see the sequel.
Yeah, the new trailer.
Oh, so good.
Shit. So Black Adam, there was a trailer for the new Shazam, which it looks amazing. Bird of Prey was okay.
Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. It was, okay, I think is a very generous statement to make.
I enjoyed it.
Not to interrupt you guys,
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why.
For Black Adam,
hold on, real quick. The Suicide Squad, amazing. Peacemaker, fucking
outstanding.
And then Black Adam. I absolutely loved Black Adam. Okay, now Steven.
You guys mentioned Shazam, and obviously there's from what I remember from the first...
Steve, 1 second. Hiya, Sammy, how you doing? All right, there we go.
Shouldn't you be at dinner with your parents?
My parents are dead, bro. Oh, you're talking to your girlfriend. Never mind.
Yeah. No.
By the way, Sammy, we started off the show with this.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, and I got my fucking StreamYard revoked. Assholes.
no, you didn't.
No,
No,
you didn't.
No, you didn't. Okay,
Anyway,
so what's up, Steven?
I am made Steve,
so in
destroyer of broadcasts.
so in Shazam, when they I guess there was an empty throne, and there was speculation of Black Adam. Was there any mention of like Shazam with Black Adam besides a trailer in the beginning?
You mean the wizard, or have you seen the movie Shazam?
I have bits and pieces, not the whole thing.
So I feel like the answer to the question I asked is no.
I've seen like
So Steven, to answer your question, in the beginning of Shazam, you have a wizard that is trying to find a champion.
Wizards.
Well, no, in Shazam, it's one wizard.
Oh,
what
I thought
I'm
you were saying Black
asking-
Adam.
Yeah,
What
well,
I'm asking
no,
is-
I'm trying to like since he didn't
is
see
there a
Shazam, I'm
connection
trying
to
to like,
Shazam with Black Adam? That's what I'm asking.
Hold on, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Well,
I
hurry
didn't
the
even
fuck
I
up.
didn't even hear Steve's full question. I heard Shazam, Black Adam, and that was it. Because Leo was like, "I'm getting there."
Because I know
Was there a
Leo's book.
connection? That's what I was asking.
Yes, there is a connection. So the you see the original Council of Wizards in the beginning of Black Adam,
Okay.
and they are at that point they weren't desperately seeking a champion, but
But they were desperately seeking Susan.
So let me ask you this one chronologically. If I wanted to watch the current DC films,
Shazam comes before Black Adam.
Okay. All right. Because the way Leo said it in Black Adam, it seemed like Black Adam goes first and then Shazam.
Okay.
it's kind of like
Shazam as a movie, as that story, comes before Black Adam because Black Adam is taking place now, like after Shazam. Billy Batson has been given the magic word by the wizard to turn into a guy that legally cannot be referred to as Captain Marvel anymore.
You said now. Are we talking now?
Yes, now. But when will then be now? Soon.
I had to do it. I'm sorry. I had to do it.
But the thing is, the events of Shazam have taken place already, and Black Adam is the most current time frame that we're dealing with in DC Studios movies, and we do get the backstory as to how Teth Adam became Black Adam, the champion of the Rock of Eternity, I'll say, because that's where the wizards all lived and congregated. Okay, so we'll say that. However, and this isn't giving too much away, he's been away for 5,000 years, and now he's essentially been without getting into he's been awoken from this forced slumber. Okay. So 5,000 years has passed since he was the champion in ancient Kahndaq, the country that the movie takes place in. Okay. Technically speaking, you could say that takes place before Shazam. However, if we're looking at it as the order of operations here, it's going to be Shazam, then Black Adam, because essentially, especially considering the amount of information that you're given through both movies, it makes sense to see Shazam first because it exposes you to the ideas of a champion being chosen. So it gives a little bit of shorthand to what happens at the beginning of Black Adam. I would recommend watching Shazam before you see Black Adam. It's not necessary, but it is helpful.
yeah.
I
Shazam,
was already going to take your advice. I was going to see Shazam before Black Adam. So
yeah, and Shazam is such a fun movie anyway, so it's a must watch. But it's very similar. Think of like Captain America. You had a story that takes place in. It's not as long in the past as Captain America, but you have an origin story. He gets frozen, and then it's continues in Avengers. Very similar. Where Black Adam, you see the origin, then he's frozen, and then you see the story now. And the story now is I thought it was awesome. It had good character development. The heroes, they just throw them. You're introduced to these characters that like they're already existing in the world. Like we're in a world full of superheroes now, and they don't give any backstory. They just acknowledge it. They just say, "Hey, we have heroes. You know, here they are." You know.
Hey, Leo, what's going on with your audio over there, buddy?
My audio went.
You're getting a little transformery.
I am. I'm sorry. Transformers. Oh, that means yeah.
But yeah, Black Adam has a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I thought it was really good. If anything, it makes me a bit more hopeful towards what we're going to see from DC Studios moving forward.
Yeah.
And I think that's a fair assessment altogether. I will say that all things being equal, I was actually impressed with Dwayne Johnson in the movie, how he played the role, because we've pretty much seen DJ on like kind of a
Wait.
Cruise control.
DJ Tanner's in this?
Yep, that was clearly a reference to Full House. Yep, Candace Cameron showed right the fuck up in the middle of Black Adam.
From what
inexplicably.
I know The Rock has been campaigning to play Black Adam for a very long time, so I wouldn't be surprised that he pulled off the role.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, Dwayne Johnson has a very good sense of humor, and that is played too in a lot of the projects he's in altogether. In Black Adam, that is not the character he's playing, and there's no smirk, raising of the eyebrow, no real smart assery or anything like that coming from him. He is the stranger in a strange land at this point altogether in the story. Different time, just doesn't really know what's going on around him, but also just like, oh, this is Kahndaq, great, then this is where I belong, and I'm just gonna beat the shit out of anybody or kill anybody who harms this nation. That's it. That's his raison d'etat. And
you have to admit though that the writing really made, like, there were some really funny moments, and it was
for sure.
You know, how The Rock played him straight, you know, where the writing was like, you know, hilarious. It was like the whole tell him the Man in Black, you know,
told him the Men in Black. Oh
yeah.
But like, not even like, oh man, he's like, well, you know, I tried, I guess. Yeah. And that'll make more sense once you see the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and we're trying to talk about it without spoiling it. Granted, one of the biggest things in the movie, everybody fucking knows.
Yeah, but he spoiled it this Sunday.
Of course he fucking did.
And spoiled it on the fucking red carpet on the way into the theater.
And then you spoil it on.
He was like, "Oh, make sure you stay after the credits." You know?
But I mean, like
last night.
No, well, I was talking about his TikTok.
Oh, okay.
That he posted. So, spoiler warning: Henry Cavill posted a TikTok on Sunday. Said, you know, I hope everybody.
Instagram. He posted an Instagram.
Oh, it was Instagram. Okay, I thought it was TikTok. Well, anyway, he did a post saying, you know, it looks like a lot of you are enjoying Black Adam, so you know I can spoil this anyway because most of you saw it anyway.
Actually, just real quick, he was actually far more gracious than that. Because he did start off by saying, "I was trying to wait until after the weekend."
Yep.
But a lot of you are already out there and, you know, saying so many nice, so many supportive things and letting anybody who will listen know. So I thought I'd come on here and set the record straight. And then he's like, "Yes, I'm back as Superman." You know, it's like, yeah, you fucking are, dude.
And the curl.
Oh my God, that was straight. Like, Dara was next to me in the theater. I was like, spit curl. Oh my God, he looks like Superman. Like, I know that sounds silly, and it never. How do I say this? I never thought that something like that would matter so much, except the alternative that we got was just the Dean Cain, Lois and Clark Superman look,
Yeah.
which is just slicked back hair all the time. And when he's not Superman, it's just like, oh, I barely run a brush through this thing. Ha ha ha. And that spit curl, it's very iconic. And that is one of those things that separates Superman from Clark Kent, believe it or not. Clark Kent doesn't have the spit curl, but Superman does because his hair gets all tossed about by the wind. So his natural waviness does that. It's just one more slight physical difference between the two aliases. But it's not just the spit curl. First of all, it looks like a full-on haircut. So his hair is actually like cut to a shorter gentleman's cut, much like what you would expect to see on Superman based on like current drawings and what have you. But the suit, you don't get the fullest view of it because it's done very well. It's not like they're trying to hide anything. It's just this happens to be the shot. However, the colors of the suit are so vibrant again.
Yeah, they pop.
They pop. And listen, I'm not somebody who likes to talk about just Joss Whedon's Justice League, but the one thing I will say I think he did correctly is having Superman show up in his regular blue and red costume, but not just that, to color grade it to make those colors vibrant, like I said, to make them pop off the screen. That last shot in the theatrical release of Justice League where he walks down the alley and rips his shirt open to show the S as he's about to go save someone, that is the most that character, Clark Kent to Superman, has looked like either one of those characters at any other point in any of these movies thus far, not including this end credit sequence in Black Adam. And to top it all off, we're now getting stuff from Henry Cavill saying like he is looking forward to playing a more hopeful and enjoyable Superman. He wants to play a fun, tough Boy Scout. And that's exactly what Superman's supposed to be. If you can't take a character like that and find a way to make them interesting without trying to, turn your color grades and your contrast down and making him speak through gritted teeth all the time and making his eyes glow red whenever he fucking like spills a cup of coffee, for Christ's sake, then you don't know how to write properly for just about any character. Like maybe you can do your own shit well, but if you have any modicum of talent, you should be able to take that and put your own spin on it. I think that's what some of the best writers have done with Superman. Once again, he's endured for over 8 decades. There's a reason for that.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's also another thing that like Zaslav has been, heard to say that like we have friggin'
Yeah, he literally.
Batman.
We said that on a show.
Yeah.
Like Zaslav straight up was like, "We own Superman. Why do we not have like amazing, uplifting Superman movies being made right now?" And quite frankly, that's the right reaction to
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
My speaking about hope, my hope, and this is something that I've actually said for a long time, regardless, is that Matthew Vaughn comes in and directs and maybe even writes the script for the next Superman movie. Ideally alongside his writing partner from, for years, Jane Goldman.
I would
Because
like to see that.
The
I
two
would
of
like
them
to see
working
that.
together is absolute gold.
Remind me, Matthew Vaughn. What's he from?
Directed Kingsman, the trilogy.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
never mind. Yeah, never mind Kingsman though. Stardust, X-Men First Class. You
Yeah.
haven't seen Stardust?
No. X-Men.
So
First
you literally
Class,
had no idea who Charlie Cox was before he was in Daredevil.
correct.
Holy flirkin' schnit. Stardust is a book and graphic novel written by Neil Gaiman. and Matthew Vaughn, Jane Goldman wrote a screenplay based on it, and Matthew Vaughn directed it. And they actually changed a bit of the story. And much like anytime the two of them work together and create something, it was better than the fucking story overall.
That's Sammy in the comments because when we watch She-Hulk,
Yeah, Stardust is one of my favorites too, Sam. Absolutely, absolutely, Sammy. I love that movie. So does Dara, and my sister Siobhan as well. Like we're all big fans of it. And Charlie Cox, yeah, the book, Sammy's saying the book is so different from the movie, but I'm not even mad. Exactly, because Neil Gaiman is a master of his craft, and you can't just bare bones. It's an excellent story, but then what Matthew Vaughn and Jane Goldman did with it, and the cast that they assembled, it's fucking amazing. The people that are in this movie, Charlie Cox plays the main character, Claire Danes plays a fallen star personified that he is trying to like capture to bring back to a woman that he's like in love with in his village over the other side of this wall that separates like the real world from the magical world. The woman he's trying to impress is Sierra Miller. No.
Yeah.
She played Baroness in the G.I. Joe movies.
Vaguely remember it.
Wow. And the guy that she's actually betrothed to, who dyed his hair blonde and grew a mustache for the role before he got all bulky, Henry Cavill. And then on the other side of the wall, you got Robert De Niro, Mark Strong, Jason Fleming, Michelle Pfeiffer. Dude, it's
okay. I'll give it a shot.
Peter O'Toole is in it, for crying out loud. It's a fantasy movie. It takes place in the 19th century. But holy crap, man, it takes place in England. That's what I knew Charlie Cox from. And I'll be perfectly honest, when I heard that he was cast as Daredevil after having only seen Stardust, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I fucking see that at all. And then, I saw Daredevil and I was like, it is entirely very likely I was wrong, everyone. But yeah, that Matthew Vaughn and Jane Goldman, whenever they work together, it's kick-ass. They took that comic book and I feel like they improved.
Kick-ass was awesome.
I feel like they improved what was done in the comic book by Mark Millar. And by the way, it is Mark Millar, even though it's Millar. It's pronounced Miller. I can't speak to why Scottish people would spell it and say it in such a way, but he has made a point of it in many interviews. It's Mark Millar. So if you see his logo on Netflix stuff, it's Miller World, not Millar World. And I would very much like to see them come together again to work on a script and screenplay for a new Superman movie directed by Matthew Vaughn and starring Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Through and through. I think that would be absolutely amazing. I think they would work together. All three of them essentially would work together to distill one of the best iterations of a Superman story we've seen on screen since the first time Dick Donner told us that we'd believe a man could fly.
Well, so it sounds like they're going to fast track a Superman story. I wonder if that's the secret project that James Gunn was.
It's very possible.
Zaslav about.
That is definitely a money baby, and I can see them wanting to nurture that and get it into preschool as fucking quickly as possible.
Yeah,
and that's the next thing on the docket here is, the news that dropped this week is James Gunn and Peter Safran.
That's right, everybody. DC Studios got guns blazing.
They're co-CEOs.
I'll see myself out.
So they're essentially the Kevin Feige of DC.
Well, okay, hold on. I feel like there's a part you're skipping there, just insofar as people involved in all scenarios here on either side of the fence. What you mean to say is, and a lot of people do this, it's Feige. I get it, he's like kind of the Stan Lee of the situation when it comes to the MCU. Peter Safran and James Gunn are to DC Studios what Kevin Feige and Victoria Alonso are to Marvel Studios. They are the two people that shepherd everything. And Victoria Alonso is more back seat. She's like, yeah, sure, Kevin, you go out and you can do the upfronts and you can do all the speechifying. That's fine. You know, you're the fanboy, you're the nerd that loves and lives this shit anyway. But I'll be back here keeping a fucking mindful eye on everything that we're supposed to be doing constantly.
So in the situation with, Gunn and the other guy, who would be Feige and who would be Alonso? Who would be front and center? Who would take the back seat?
Feige would be James Gunn because they're both old, like dyed in the wool, cut from the same cloth, old school comic book nerd. Like they know these characters because they grew up reading and loving them.
And James cut his teeth in Marvel with, Guardians, and he did all.
James cut his fucking teeth at Troma.
Well, yeah,
working on fucking Toxic Avenger.
But Peter, he's known for
Peter Safran he's been knocking him out of the fucking park for years. I mean, he ran the Brillstein Gray company.
Yeah, and he's more of a producer level.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you're looking at with Kevin Feige and Victoria Alonso as well.
Yeah, see, I wasn't familiar with Victoria.
Her name is on every single production.
Yep,
right there with Kevin Feige. But the fact of the matter is, she doesn't put herself out there the way that, like I said, and I'm not saying in a bad way, but Kevin Feige is the Stan Lee of Marvel Studios. You know, he may as well come on stage when he's talking, and instead of a fucking hat on his head, wear fucking tinted prescription glasses with a mustache and going, Excelsior! You're gonna love our movies, kids. Enough said.
So speaking of movies, we have new trailers this week. The Quantum Mania Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Edition, also a new Black Panther trailer dropped today as well.
It did?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Today? Oh, shit. I didn't see that.
I know they're having their red carpet premiere in Africa, but I didn't know they had dropped another trailer.
Yeah,
Africa.
I think it's
an
called
entire fucking continent, man.
Well, no, I don't know
country.
I don't know what part of Africa. I know they're having
Guinea-Bissau. I mean, just fucking pick one.
Kenya, Cairo. I don't fucking know.
Cairo is a fucking city in Egypt, which is a country in North Africa. I'll give you that.
Okay, Istanbul.
Not in. Oh, my fucking God.
It's not Constantinople.
All right, so I'm just writing this down. Fun Christmas ideas for Leo. Globe. Your sound is.
No, can't hear. There you go.
What's going on here?
Hey, there we go.
Better? Okay.
Yes.
So maybe you guys actually listened to Animaniacs, did you?
Oh,
yeah.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, El Salvador,
like he was pointing at the map.
I could do the whole fucking song. Yeah, man, learn that song, watch the fucking cartoon. You'll fucking see him point to it. Istanbul is in Africa.
And then go to Google Earth and find out where the fucking red carpet is.
Not in Africa. I was just trying to be funny.
Oh, yes, right. Yes, now
they bless the rains with a red carpet premiere.
The amount of ball busting going on right now is palpable.
Quantum Mania, that looks awesome.
Yes. Yeah, it does. I gotta say, man, I'm impressed. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I saw and I was like, that's a real chin scratcher. But when they showed Kang, I'm gonna say Kang straight out. I was relieved. How do you put this? I was relieved when they showed Jonathan Majors as Kang, and he didn't have like his full head dress up. And you could see like a few little scars on his face, clearly from being battle hardened, making his way to where he is. I was actually very relieved to see that they did not give him some weird blue skin cover thing, like to make him blue like Kang is in the comics, especially because hold on.
I think it's like a mask.
Let me finish. Yeah. So, but in the comic books, it's like straight up a second skin on him. And everything else that we've seen of the character, it looks pretty much the way the comic book does. But then after you see him kind of talking without that up, he has the back part of the whole uniform up with like the hood, and this whole area is a force field mask that glows blue that gives him the same fucking appearance from the comics. And I was like, yes, like that is such a brilliantly practical way to do that. And also, like, just glad because I think Jonathan Majors is like an excellent actor for real. I think he is phenomenal. And I feel like it would be such a disservice, not just to him, but to audiences, to put this like weird barrier between him and them, between him and us, he and us. Like, I was just very relieved and happy to see that they had a very smart tech workaround for it. But the other part of it is like, you guys see how many fucking circles there were comprising everything down there, guys?
Yeah.
Like, I counted like way more than 10 of them.
I mean, the look of them too. I mean, yeah, there's got to be something tied to.
I said to, Darrow was like, oh, maybe, he got his tech from like Kang. I was like, not just that, but like maybe it's a variation or an earlier version of this Kang that actually touched down at that point in history and just had to fucking hightail it out of there and left what he had behind, and that's what the man room was able to pillage and make his own. Like it basically became, he affected history because he just like left his fucking tech line around because he was in the middle of a fucking war with every other variation of himself to basically MCU version of Highlander.
Yeah.
Well, also possibly Kamala Khan's bracelets as well.
That is true.
Yeah.
I did not think of that. Mostly because like the bracelets that the bangles, whatever that she had, they were tied directly to a completely different dimension. Yeah. Which I feel like, if anything, they were alluding to it potentially being Adelan from Inhumans. But then when, there's a lot of stuff that was switched around and changed for the show / MCU, which doesn't bother me. Where we all know, like, her blood test showed like a weird mutation, and that's all well and good. It didn't really cross my mind though. You think that
I brought that up before with the wondering if the tech was related.
No, I never. Okay,
That's where I got the idea from. It was from Yo-Yo.
The one thing I really liked was the way things were shot and cut. It didn't spoil anything because this trailer was different from what people got at D23.
Yeah, the one at D23 had MODOK in it.
And it also had dialogue between Kang and Ant-Man, which I'm glad they didn't put in this. But from what I've heard of people, the way they're going to go with it, I'm glad they didn't throw that in there because that would have literally melted the internet and people probably wouldn't have seen it because they probably would have been like,
we don't want to melt the internet. If we give this thing back to Al Gore in any worse condition than he gave it to us initially, he's going to be so pissed.
I mean, Leo, throw the spoiler
documentary.
Throw the spoiler warning up.
What was it?
I told y'all before.
Yeah,
this is why we don't have nice things.
There was an exchange in the D23 trailer with Kang and Ant-Man, similar to what we saw in the final shot of the trailer that we all saw. And Ant-Man says, "I'm an Avenger," and Kang says, "Oh, you're an Avenger. Have I killed you before?"
Well, okay.
So,
yeah, I mean, that stands to reason. We know that he's a variant of He Who Remains that we saw in Loki, so he probably would have been fucking jumping across time streams and dimensions like a fucking pebble across a pond surface.
Yeah. No, I was just
hoping that with each leap, it would be the leap home. No, wait, sorry. Wrong blue guy time traveler. My bad, everyone. That's
speaking of blue guys,
blue guy, somebody sad.
Someone eats Smurfs
Wait,
again.
Speaking of Mr. Blue Sky,
okay,
Leo, why don't you paint a rosy picture for us?
So Black Adam
Yeah, what a
Wow, yeah,
segue.
bring it
Okay.
back.
Speaking of blue stuff, Black
no.
Adam.
Okay.
And I related those things in my mind because I've had crayons that are those colors.
That's how
I
people.
pulled it
steak.
together for you. It's flimsy as fuck.
Yeah.
But there you go, Leo.
That's how people like their steak, black and blue.
What? Interrogate it.
No, because
How do you want your steak? Beat it like you're trying to get a confession out of it.
no, black and blue steak is if you go to the go to a steakhouse and you ask for black and blue, they basically put your steak on one side for 5 seconds and they put it on another side for 5 seconds and they give it to you.
Oh, you know what? We had a different. We actually had a different name for that in my house growing up. It was called E. coli.
Yeah.
Could you just make sure there's just a little bit of extra salmonella on the top? I like it when it's salmonella.
I have a new painting in the bathroom I haven't been able to enjoy for several.
Oh God, how did you paint it?
Dude, that's a hell of a way to say you left shit all over the toilet, Leo.
Well, you saw those oil activists, right?
And how did you come up with the drawing, Doc?
Wow. Okay, hold on. Didn't this fucking start off because speaking of blue, Black Adam, and now we're on fucking
Okay. So
paintings in a bathroom.
Okay.
Just roll with it. Just roll with it.
Okay, Black Adam trailers. Friggin' Creed 3 with Jonathan Majors.
Mm-hmm.
I know,
Yeah.
man.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
it looks so
did the trailer
badass.
come out like a week or so ago.
Oh, this is the first time I saw the trailer was in front of
okay.
Black Adam.
Yeah,
I
saw that
actually
on
tried
Instagram
not to
when-
watch the Creed 3 trailer because I own Creed 2 and I haven't watched it yet. And then we were in the movie theater and I was like, well, I guess he survived at the end of part 2. that's all I really had. But I am curious as to what's going on with Tessa Thompson's character's hearing by this third movie because she's supposed to have progressive hearing loss and she's like a fucking musician. I really like to see thematically how that ties in with what Creed is trying to do, what Adonis is trying to do with, you know, rising up the ranks and going up against Mr. Majors himself.
Is it me or did he look like he was like emulating Tyson?
He looked to me like he was emulating a dude that spent a lot of time at the fucking gym. I would not want to pick a fight with that man.
Oh, he was.
Like, not at that point. Like, no, sir.
I was getting the Tyson vibe, Leo, from the trailer. So I know.
You know what? That makes sense because there was that point where he was like, "I'm gonna destroy him, guys. I'm gonna bite his face and break his chest, and I'm gonna make orphans of his children. I hate him so much. I've never met him.
All I can think of
is
it's The Simpsons now.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Tatum.
I hate homelessness. I hate it so much. I want to eat its children.
They do have a mother. I would suspect you would die of.
Wow.
Simpsons used to be good. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the year turned 2003.
Yeah. Before that, but yes.
Oh boy.
Hey, I think that's Tom. Bye bye, boys. Have fun storming the castle.
Do you think we'll make it? It would take a miracle.
It's Sammy.
Oh, Sammy. Okay.
Hi, Sammy. Have a good one.
User.
You think we don't know what you mean?
So we're gonna have a Kevin Bacon heist movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally.
You know, out of all the holiday specials we've gotten from Disney, Star Wars Holiday Special, Lego Holiday Special, I'm really glad that they didn't dumb this down for a kid audience. I'm glad they're bringing, you know, a Guardians Holiday Special that's, you know, like James Gunn said on Twitter, he was answering fan questions. He said it's going to lead to Guardians 3. How that's going to happen, I don't know. But the way
what do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean though that he didn't dumb it down? I'm just
no. It's obviously the Star Wars Holiday Special was 270s. You know, it was.
That's more of a product of its time than.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm talking specifically about the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Like, how is it that he didn't dumb it down? That's what I'm at. I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm just trying to understand
I was getting to that. It's the fact that they are going back to a mention in the first movie, and they're using that as the main driver for this holiday special, which is great. You know,
It kind of looks goofy. I mean, it and Guardians should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's he's depressed because his girlfriend's gone and it's Christmas, and
yeah,
they want to bring him Kevin Bacon. So it's
blue.
I mean,
well, there's your blue thing right there. Speaking of blue stuff,
Star
Lord is sad at Christmas time in the middle of the
what
galaxy.
you saw in the trailer for this is like a perfect setup for a holiday special for Guardians.
It looks like every other like holiday type movie. You know, it's like not like a rom-com, but like our friend is sad. We got to do this special adventure to make him, happy again, so we can see the true
like you
meaning
just
of
described
Christmas.
an episode of Care Bears.
Pretty much, yeah. Well,
there's nothing wrong with that. Care Bears were very popular.
I mean,
I had one as a child. Why
this is from someone who threw mashed potatoes at his blood and cheese painting. So you mentioned something about climate activists and throwing potatoes at their paintings. So I was just melding those two together.
Well,
so.
he was asking how the painting was made in the bathroom. I was trying to. That was a joke. But
whoa, okay.
Did you glued your hand to the bathroom wall, or
yeah? Yeah.
I'm very confused by that whole thing.
Yeah, this is very. There's two different fucking conversations happening.
Well, what I find funny is that Steven's trying to fit blood and cheese into everything, and he has absolutely no idea what it means.
No, I'm just trying to poke the bear because
no, you can't poke the bear because it's like every other. Okay, here's the thing with blood and cheese. Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon.
We're just moving on. All right. So Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, they showed like a trailer for that, and I think like it's it's great that they're doing like a thing because they did other holiday specials with Disney and then Kevin Bacon, and it looks like a holiday special, but with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
So anyway, blood and cheese. The thing about that.
That is a weird subject.
We should just fucking change
break it down like that
to the weekly Wednesday non sequitur hour. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and all of his carpenter friends.
Okay, so we'll get back to Guardians of the Galaxy, but just real quick, Steven, so you understand what blood and cheese is about. I'm not going to say what it's about, but so House of the Dragon is going on, and so far, from what I understand, it's been following the books. And we're going into the finale, and everybody's going, "Oh, blood and cheese, blood and cheese." If you don't know, don't look it up. And you know me, I have to look it up. So everybody's freaking out. All the YouTubers are saying, "Blood and cheese, blood and cheese."
Cut to Leo 6 hours later, elbow deep in 8chan.
Well, no,
I don't know how I got here. They won't let me out. Blood and cheese.
Well, I mean,
I just wanted to know what blood and cheese was.
All these YouTubers were talking about blood and cheese, and
I think I'm wanted in Nicaragua for hate crimes now.
So it turns out it's two characters' names that do a totally heinous act in the books, and you get through the finale, nothing, no blood and cheese whatsoever. So it's like,
I'm sorry you're disappointed.
No, I'm not.
What a fucking nightmare! What?
No, I'm not.
I didn't get to watch some depraved act on this show. I hate you.
The reason I mentioned it was because Leo in the chat said, anyone says blood and cheese.
The same people who were happy that incest was popularized.
Holy! Are you watching the new season of Game of Thrones?
No.
Okay.
Why would I watch that show?
The reason I mentioned it was because Leo in the chat said, just shut up. The reason I mentioned it was because Leo in the chat said, if anyone meant.
Well, anyway.
Oh, what a dick. Go ahead, Steve. Yeah, because if Leo said if anyone mentioned it, he was gonna
scream. Yeah,
he was gonna get Leo mad, which is like I'm gonna mute you for a second.
Yeah.
Change your name. I'm busting chops. I've seen Leo
well,
pissed
no.
off. It's not.
Are you
fun
not
because
entertained?
He's usually cheery,
Yeah.
and when Leo is mad, I'm like, I know I seem like an angry dude. I'm really not. I'm so like laid back and easygoing.
Actually,
And as laid back and easygoing as Leo is, when I've seen him get mad, like legitimately upset, I'm like,
no.
"Ooh,
I've
Leo
seen it
Leo is
firsthand.
frightening me a little bit right now." And
I've seen it firsthand. You do not want to see Leo when he gets angry.
I feel like I should send him more money or something. Like, hey buddy, let's keep the network running smooth, right? This is just
Dork
like a
Radio.
fun donation. You know what? You don't even have to put it towards the network. Go have a nice dinner with your wife. That's on me. Your buddy Brandon. Remember Brandon gave that to you. Look at me. Brandon.
Well, okay. So all it's the same thing as Mephisto. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Mephisto.
Mephisto.
Yeah, my Mephisto. Exactly.
You know, it's the same
Say
thing.
one more fucking time. I'll give you such a fucking doing.
Speaking of which, Leo, did you hear the rumor of never
Okay,
mind.
can we stay on one topic? I've already diverted the track. Like,
No,
Yeah,
you're
I
fine.
mean, what a
I was
great
sticking
question
with
to ask an
Mephisto, for
hour and
Christ's
6
sake.
fucking minutes into the episode, Leo.
I was sticking with Mephisto for Christ's sake. I think
Okay.
that would
Sticking, he
pleasure
just
Leo.
mentioned it. We weren't even on it.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I don't know if Leo read anything about that.
I didn't.
We're just yelling out
Okay,
random
listen,
names.
I'm not even gonna bother commenting on that because I looked high and low for that shit that you shared with us in the Dorkening chat, Steve, and I couldn't find a goddamn thing. So whoever decided to take a bunch of photos of actors and actresses and say these are all the people that are going to be playing these particular roles in Agatha, House of Chaos, whatever the fuck it is.
But they did reveal Amelia Clark's character, and we'll get to that in a second. So just real quick, how all these YouTubers were saying Mephisto.
Leo.
Same
Oh
exact.
no, you just said his name 3 times. Now
I
he's going to appear. Oh wait, that's Beetlejuice. Never
Yeah.
mind.
So anyway, it was the same thing with Blood and Cheese. All these YouTubers saying blood and cheese. Totally didn't happen. So I'm not upset about it because I wasn't expecting it. I just watched the show, absolutely loved it. The finale was friggin' phenomenal. I just find it hilarious that all these YouTubers were, you know, same thing as Mephisto. Well, anyway, going back to Guardians of the Galaxy, we saw a trailer.
All right, cool. And so next topic. I mean, it looks like it could be really fun. I enjoy the fact that it's clearly trying to be a connective thread between 2 and 3. And also with it being a holiday special, the fact that it gives a chance for intergenerational audiences to sit down. You know, there's something there for everybody all together, you know, through several age groups. Not the least of which is the fact that, yeah, one, we're talking about a Marvel project that has this Marvel superhero team that's been popularized over the past several years, but also the fact that the main character of it is so steeped in the culture that he was pulled from to join in this galactic, you know, rabble rousing. We get a piece of that, and it pulls the actor Kevin Bacon himself into whatever action is going on, albeit brief, but it allows for like, oh, well, that's actually the guy from the movie where he brings up that Footloose thing, and you know that allows for like further expansion. This is the kind of thing that you actually want to have happen with projects like that. You know, it's good to be able to get something out there that younger people can watch with older people, and it can cause like further discourse about the things that those projects themselves can be even tangentially connected to. You know, like if you're a kid, you don't necessarily understand why Quill's first ship is called the Milano. Because of Alyssa Milano, like in Who's the Boss, which was a very popular show on when he was a kid in the 80s when he was taken from Earth. You know, and that's that, you know, it's stuff like that. Like, oh, you can talk about it. You can show kids like, oh, this is what he's talking about. Like, oh, so that Italian guy moves into this house in like New England and works with that blonde lady. Yeah, you pretty much just nailed the series, kid. Where were you in 1987? Thanks for nothing. But yeah, I think it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I have faith in James Gunn. I have had faith in James Gunn regarding superhero style content ever since the first time I saw the movie The Specials when it was first released.
You know,
I legitimately said, if somebody gave this dude a budget, man, he could like make some pretty cool superhero comic book movies. And here we are years later, fucking co-CEO of DC Studios.
Well, the DC him being co-CEO of DC Studios, he's doing the Guardians holiday special, and he has Guardians 3 coming up.
Yep.
Are they going to allow him to take part in like the red carpet and press tours?
I wouldn't say.
I don't know. I didn't know.
I'm sure that whatever deal they worked out allows him to do what he wants. Like,
yeah, it's not like he's blackballed or anything.
Well, yeah, that's what I was curious. I probably
if anything, he's the opposite.
That?
Look, both sides of the fucking table want to work with him.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
Warner Brothers came to him with clearly a very good deal.
But I'm sure Marvel is still gonna be like, hey, like, you still can direct for us, but we don't. I
think within the confines of both Marvel Studios and DC Studios, it's very clear to see that James Gunn was able to insert more of his own originality and creativity into the projects he's done for them than they've allowed for just about anybody else in the majority of their projects. I think that you can consider that a fact. And, you know, for him to be able to walk away from completing the story he wanted to tell with the Guardians characters and go to Warner Brothers and have them say, like, listen, we like your work. We trust your work. We know that you know this stuff. You love it. You're a great filmmaker. Come work with us and help us make this side of it, you know, something that people actually like enjoy, because that through and through has been one of the major missing components of what DC's output has been.
Yeah.
Enjoyment. It's great if you want to be intrigued. It's okay to be interested. But ultimately, these are comic book movies we're talking about. And I understand that, you know, a lot of people are like, yeah, but you have a chance to elevate the material. Well, I mean, newsflash,
it's comic book.
Making it live action from a comic book source already is an elevation in and of itself.
Yeah, I mean, the source material is already there. They just have to adapt it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that doesn't mean go panel for panel, word for word. There's so many different stories and iterations to pull from and cherry pick from and make amalgamations of to make a tailor-made excellent story for what it is you're setting out to do. And I think
don't do amalgam comics though.
No, I don't think that'll happen.
Well, he is pushing for a
Dwayne
Marvel
Johnson is.
Well, no, I also came out that James Gunn today has
what is he trying to do?
Marvel versus DC.
Yeah, he suggested a Marvel versus DC storyline.
Listen, Marvel versus DC is only worth it if they actually culminate in amalgam. I don't care about, and frankly, I would really rather not see Marvel versus DC, DC versus Marvel as any kind of movie or television thing at all. At all. It's already fucking nightmarish enough with the fucking brand loyalty out there. For real.
Yeah.
And quite frankly,
well, even
I remember when Marvel versus DC, DC versus Marvel was coming out, and that was so solely contained to the comic book world. And just within that sphere, it was fucking bonkers.
I mean, if you think
the
about
arguments that came forth from that just with comic book dorks was fucking ridiculous. I don't really need to see fucking Kyles and Chads fighting it out online because, you know, this is better. No, this is better. Well, this is bullshit. He shouldn't have won. She should have won. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, no.
I mean,
who
they
fucking
already
has time to live like that?
They already do that online. I mean, they're already bitching.
Yeah, and I'm saying this will exacerbate it too. Like,
you want that in your movie theaters.
Yeah.
That becomes a
Yeah.
question.
That would. Oh my God, that would be terrible.
I would. That would be a
It'd be like
horrible,
fucking
horrible
sitting
thing.
down the Crips and the Bloods to fucking watch a movie together.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
Listen, I'm just trying to use like an apt analogy.
No,
like,
no.
to
It's a
really
good
drive home,
analogy.
like how fucking
somebody,
stupidly dangerous it could be.
yeah,
It's
totally.
a really good analogy.
Well, I mean, especially with DC, you have people that were sending Zaslav death threats because he, was now in command of DC. It's you have a lot of crazy people out there nowadays.
Yeah.
So it was also leaked today that Secret Invasion will be out in March.
Oh,
And,
good. Okay.
Okay.
it will be the
Was that leaked or?
well. I don't think it was released.
Yeah. Was it leaked or is the word you're looking for reported?
Reported. It was reported today. Secret Invasion.
It was leaked from Deadline.com. You mean the
Sure you
reputable
checked your
news
sources, people?
source?
So anyway, we got it covered.
Oh, I will kick you out of this fucking goddamn broadcast, Leo.
So anyway, we got it covered, but Secret Invasion coming out in March from what it looks like, and they said it's going to be the first series of phase 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I'm ready to check it out. I'm curious to see where they go with it.
Well, and also Amelia Clark's character was leaked today.
So who's
tell.
her character? You want to put a spoiler banner up for this? Breaking
Yes.
news. This just
would.
in.
Yep. Let me
Because
see.
I want to know.
I forgot the character's name. But
Oh, wow. Super helpful.
Way to
But it was
drop the
spoiled.
ball.
well, it's the leader of Sword.
Oh.
Oh, fuck. With the green hair. Shit.
Okay.
I know who you're talking about too.
Yeah, honestly, the name is
playing-
You want to say
Abigail Brand.
yes? That is
Wow.
correct.
Yep.
That is correct.
So the leader of Sword.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's cool. I guess. I mean, listen. I
New
really
Sword was
hope
gonna
that
be-
this series does well, not just for Marvel, but also Amelia Clark. Like,
She needs a win.
she really fucking does. I've seen her in interviews. She seems like just an absolutely lovely person. She really does. Good sense of humor. So much more charming
Yeah.
in reality than you would think based on the things that she's been in. And for crying out loud, she simply put, like you said, Leo, I mean, she just needs a win. Give her the fucking W,
Oh, yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, D&D really screwed over so much of the cast of Game of Thrones.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Uh,
Is that what you just said?
I
D&D?
D&D.
What a shock.
Yeah, I didn't know the game got that deep.
The showrunners, Dave and
Wasn't it Benioff or something like that? D&D?
D&D.
I thought it was George R. R. Martin. Oh no, he wrote the book. He wrote the book.
It's the
Wrote
showrunner.
some books. He wrote some books.
And he's 2/3 of the way done with his next book. So
Okay,
What was his
so let's see. DB Weiss. Let's see.
DB Weiss. Oh, David Benioff. Okay, so I was right about the
Yeah.
dude's last name.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so D&D, so David and DB.
so they normally
That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
yes, but it's what the fandom has referred them to is D&D.
That is
You know, my fucking Game of Thrones abbreviation cheat card. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. But what I do, so obviously the last couple seasons of Game of Thrones were horrendous.
Oh, were they?
Yeah,
I mean,
shit.
I
A
thought
lot
they
of
were the
didn't hear
best
anything about
seasons
that.
of the
not.
show.
This is
What
news
was
to
bad
me.
about them? Anything in particular, or just like general?
it was the showrunners they ran out of source material, so they pretty much winged it for the last 2 seasons.
So then they just
Starbucks cups
they
everywhere.
filmed live action versions of old
Anarchy.
episodes of Pirates of Darkwater, and then they just ended it.
Yeah, I mean, essentially they took what should have been like 5 seasons of material and just condensed it into like 1.5.
Well, in fairness to them, Warner Brothers and HBO did back a dump truck full of cash into each one of their front lawns and said, give us more of this show. And they were like, well, I mean, I need to think about, okay. And that was...
Well, if you think about it, Game of
Is there a
Thrones
second one coming?
Game of Thrones went for
You look a truck light to me, HBO. I don't know.
Game of Thrones went for like 6 seasons, right? 6 or 7. Correct me if I'm wrong.
8.
8. And Walking Dead is still fucking going with more than 12.
Yeah, but Walking Dead isn't that bad.
Listen, I think Walking Dead is just trying to actually become the ironic, like, definition of the show's title. Like, it is just lifeless and limping along with nothing inside of it worth saving.
Like you're just wondering how in the world are there still so many corpses around?
How is this thing still alive? It's moving still? Oh no!
Like, biologically,
we've let it go on too long. Now it's too close. It may kill us too. That's the show, The Walking Dead. Poetic justice.
So we're still watching it. It definitely
because you're gluttons for punishment.
Exactly.
And then when we're done with the newest episode, we go and each retire to our own bedroom and flog ourselves. Thwap, thwap, thwap. I got the idea from the Da Vinci Code.
This brain is performed an illegal operation and will be shut down.
I really do think I'd be a fantastic symbologist like Tom Hanks if that were a real job.
So to get back to the original topic, yeah, she definitely got the raw end of the deal.
Oh, the original. So Black Adam came out this week.
Don't tempt him.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
So that Guardians trailer, right?
Yeah, listen. I mean, I was just Josh, and like Game of Thrones, it fucking they dropped the ball fucking hard on it. They stretched themselves too thin. They bent over for the almighty dollar, and the creativity and storytelling suffered because of it.
Yep. In D&D, their interviews are like when they were asked some of the hard questions, like, how were they able to, kill the dragon so easily? And they're like, oh, this character is so-and-so, just forgot about it. They forgot there was an Iron Fleet. They forgot, about so-and-so,
That's senioritis, man. Writing. Like, nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
It's your last day it's your last fucking year of high school, bro. You don't give a shit. You already know you're going to graduate and what college you're going to. I'm not going to fucking gym. They can grab a spoon and eat my ass. That's exactly what that was. No, I didn't do the fucking science report. I'm graduating in 6 days. Go fuck yourself.
Bran forgot that he didn't want to be king. He was fooling us all along,
Oh, wait. I just remembered. I don't want to be king. That is the exact opposite of that Lion King song, sir. And I do not appreciate it. But yeah, whatever. Game of Thrones. And I mean, yeah. I never read the books. I was never like that invested in the show. I enjoyed the show. And when it ended, I wasn't upset. I was very much, fucking Scarlett O'Hara and Gone with the Wind, fiddle dee dee. Okay,
I will say, out of all the Game of Thrones drama and everything, we did get some good South Park parodies out of it.
Yeah, I mean,
so to be fair, the first like 4.5 seasons, 5.5 seasons of Game of Thrones were phenomenal, but then it sort of like went to shit. But then you have House of the Dragon, which I really love that they took the original theme. It starts off with the original theme, very similar intro. It gets you nostalgic for the original Game of Thrones, but then
nostalgic. It's only like a couple of years since it fucking ended.
I know, but
this is not like a remake or fucking continuation series of MASH, for Christ's sake.
But it was dead to me. Okay,
it can still be dead to you. I believe in your ability to let that be dead to you, Leo.
Just put it in the guillotine and chop its head off and forget about it.
Okay.
Much like they forgot there was a fucking Iron Fleet,
Yeah.
You could easily forget that you fucking spent time on that shit.
Okay.
Or not, I guess.
Where,
I don't know.
Where were we? I don't know.
Where were we? Not talking about fucking Game of Thrones anymore. How about
No,
that? Like,
no.
Yeah.
please,
But
please no.
Amelia Clark getting,
She needs a win, man. Like,
she needs a win.
I feel so bad because, clearly she and a lot of other people thought that Terminator movie was gonna really go places. I mean, it technically did the fucking $5 bin at Walmart, but man, that was rough to watch. That was just not.
So what else has she done recently?
Last Christmas.
Yeah,
I mean, that was the name of the movie she did, Last Christmas.
yeah, Last Christmas, but she's fuck, I don't know. I don't know what else she's done besides
Okay,
Terminator Genesis.
Eat,
So-
sleep, maybe? I don't know.
So since Game of Thrones, all she's done is Above Suspicion, Last Christmas, and that's it.
What did she do during Game of Thrones, though? There had to have been other things.
Game of Thrones was 2011 through 2019. So
Mm-hmm.
within it, she did a lot. Spike
Terminator.
Island.
Terminator Genesis.
Hold on, I'm getting to it. Spike Island, Shackled, Futurama, Dom Hemingway, Game of Thrones, A Telltale Series, Terminator Genesis, Robot Chicken, Me Before You, Animals, Voice from the Stone, The One, Thunderbirds Are Go, Solo, A Star Wars Story,
Oh, yeah.
Leading Lady Parts. No idea. And that's it. Then it goes to Game of Thrones, Above Suspicion, Last Christmas, and then
Hold on, I feel like you put the emphasis on the wrong syllables in the title for Leading Lady Parts. It'd be Leading Lady Parts. It's roles for women, like the leads in movies and such.
Okay.
Is the way you said it was like Leading Lady Parts. It's like, I don't think they're talking about individual like feet and fucking fingers, Leo.
What are these toes doing here?
You never know. I
Oh my
don't know.
God, is that Amelia Clark's pinky toe? I can't believe it showed up.
So in production, she has The Amazing Maurice, The Pod Generation,
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion, and McCarthy.
The Pod Generation. I wonder if that's yet another remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
A New York couple and their wild ride to parenthood in this brave new world by using a new tool developed by a tech giant, Pegasus.
Wow. It
Yeah.
already sounds like I'm ready to not watch that ever.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, anywho,
Pegasus. Why does that name sound familiar for a tech company?
No
Hmm.
idea.
Oh, speaking
Some
of
other-
tech,
speaking of tech, yes.
Meta's
might-
legs.
no, I might as well get this piece of news out of the way. Out of all the streaming services that have jacked up their prices, Apple TV Plus is now jacking up their price by, I think it went from $4.99 a month to, I think it's $6.99 or $9.99.
What? Okay, I feel like
Depends
jacking
what
up
tier.
the price may be a strong description
Well,
of what they're doing.
Okay, increasing their price. It's better. It's not like Netflix does it like every month. Like, oh, we're going to increase it.
Netflix doesn't
dollar
do it every month. No.
Well, they're going
okay.
to charge people
They-
sharing
they
passwords.
streamlined
They
it to
lost
every 2
$1
weeks.
billion.
Well, hold on. I mean, you hold on. Are you mad because they're enforcing that people should not be sharing passwords? I mean,
No. I was.
I can't really fault them for that. They actually were well aware of it and let it go on for a very long time.
It's just the pandemic made them crack it down because they
Yeah,
lost.
because
a
they were
lot.
losing money left and right.
So
Maybe-
Apple's increasing their prices over everything, but
Yeah.
they also adopted Apple One,
Mhm.
which is a one price.
They
for
increased the price
everything.
of that too.
Yeah, by $3.
Yeah.
So Apple Music individual went from $9.99 to $10.99. Family is $14.99 to $16.99. Apple TV Plus went from $4.99 to $6.99.
Okay.
Apple One which is everything. Individual went from $14.95 to $16.95, or a family from $19.95 to $22.95.
And
That's not
YouTube
bad.
raised the price for their family tier on YouTube Premium.
Well, Yo-Yo made a good point in the chat about this.
Yeah, I still haven't had a
know,
chance to check that out
Yeah,
because
I was just-
it seems awfully suspicious that everybody's raising the prices all at the same time. So I'm wondering if Amazon's raising the prices on them.
Yeah.
Because
Hi, boys and girls. Can I introduce you to a term called inflation? Here, sing along, okay? That's pretty much what it is. I mean, they're raising prices because everybody's raising prices, because the important thing is to make sure that shareholders continue to make insane amounts of money.
Oh yeah. There was an article I was reading.
please think about the shareholders.
Won't somebody please think of the multi-millionaires?
the children.
Please.
Somebody please think of the children.
What are they gonna do?
There was one, I think they're in California. It was talking about the energy companies, and they pinpointed one energy company with claiming about like rising costs, but apparently their profits are up 500%.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, getting Beyonce to do your Christmas party's gone up. So
Oh yeah.
It has? Oh crap, I gotta change my plans.
But Yo-Yo, you're totally right. I mean, everything's going up. The S3, is most likely gone up as well. I know HBO is raising their price as well.
Yep. Netflix increased their price as well, along with their ad plan and.
Well,
my first thought was like, especially at Apple, Netflix. I'm pretty sure these are all companies that use Amazon's like web for their back end. Because Amazon does control a large amount of the internet.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So
Alphabet.
I've been
Evil
reading
bastards.
some of those scary stories about the cloud computing, the Amazon Web Services.
So we're bringing it back to Terminator, eh?
Well, I belong to like a dev community, and they were talking about like somebody logged in one morning and they saw a charge for like $20,000. They forgot to turn off a service over the weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. They kind of get you for like,
his yacht has a baby yacht.
Yeah. What's that?
That's why his yacht has a baby yacht.
Yeah.
He bought a yacht that has a second yacht.
My yacht has its own yacht. And if you think I'm getting another yacht for that yacht, you're a little dingus.
I mean, I have a theory about the whole Amazon thing, and then throttling the streaming services.
You know what I mean, boy. Get it?
I think because Bezos now has a rocket, and he can take people up into space for tourism. He needs the money for rocket fuel. That's really not hard to come by.
More money for rocket fuel and punching fucking holes in the ozone layer. Good stuff, gang. Who needs the fucking deregulation of chlorofluorocarbons in the air? We got a fucking dick-shaped rocket owned by the guy who decided to sell his books in the late 90s. Whipping through the stratosphere. Fucking slapping his fucking cowboy hat on each side of it like he's Slim Pickens at the end of Dr. Strangelove.
And cue all the Austin Powers references with that rocket.
Just a little prick.
So just wanted to share this. I'm watching a Imperial shuttle on eBay. And
Sounds kinky.
Lego?
No, not Lego. No, I won't go down that rabbit hole. And it has 2 days. Oh yeah, 1 hour, 18 minutes. Or one day, 18 hours left. And it's only up to $87.
Only, eh? Well, at least you've mentioned it on a live fucking stream.
I mean,
Leo.
I'm gonna get into eBay. I did just get an offer on my Animaniacs.
I would never tell anybody's secrets. I am the most trustworthy person you could ever meet. Just ask Steve. One time he told me all about Jesus Louise.
I'm
So,
sorry.
I mean, considering that you're watching some kind of Lucas created thing on the electronic bay there, what's this Tales of the Jedi dealy thing you guys were babbling about?
It's
So-
not a book, so might as well explain it, Leo. What is Tales of the Jedi, according to
I mean,
Disney?
don't get me wrong. I understand
like
the
Tales
words
from the Crypt
individually.
Store.
I understand the words individually and what contextually they may mean together, like Tales of the Jedi. Oh, this would likely be some kind of anthology series that deals with different stories involving other characters who are also Jedi, like Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan and Yoda. I get that. But what the fuck is Tales of the Jedi?
That's exactly it.
Oh, okay. So my fingers on the pulse with everybody else there. like,
Exactly. Yeah.
we're all
You-
saying, oh, I understand those words together. Okay,
Yep.
all right, cool.
Yeah. It's an anthology series. It's I think it's like 8 different stories. They're all
Oh,
like,
see, literally didn't read a fucking thing about it other than the brief mentions you guys made in chat. Didn't click on any articles. Nothing. I was just like, Tales of the Jedi. I think I got this.
Yeah.
It's the Metachlorians, man. It's the Metachlorians.
So
Higher
it takes
than even
place
us
during
Yodas.
the prequel trilogy.
Oh, the best trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starts off with the best of the birth of Ahsoka. And sort of like, how she was discovered to be a Jedi.
There's a couple episodes about trade.
She was an intuitive little kid. She slightly moved shit with her mind. She won games without great difficulty.
No,
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be real brain busting work to figure out that the kid was fucking force sensitive.
it was actually pretty cool. It's like her.
Oh, you've seen it?
I watched the whole series today.
Oh wait,
the series
hold
is
on.
out.
It's out.
It's out.
Hold on, I feel like you buried the lead on this one, pal.
Oh.
So this is a thing that's out now
It
already.
came out today.
And what is it, like shorts?
Yeah, it's like 8 shorts. They're like about 10-15 minutes each.
Leo, I do believe the literal question that I asked at least twice. I'm almost certain 3 times before you gave us that tidbit of information was, and I'm going to quote myself here, what is Tales of the Jedi? And it took until this point for you to say, oh, it's a show that's out. It's comprised of a bunch of shorts.
Yes.
And I've already fucking
I'm sorry.
seen it.
I thought
It's
that
like
was
having
in-
a conversation with a demented time traveler.
Okay.
It's like,
Yeah,
can't disagree with that.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, so it's on Disney Plus. Is out right now. Like I said, I think it's like 8 different storylines all throughout the prequel trilogy. First story is pretty cool. It's her Ahsoka's tribe. It's very Ewok-y. They have a ritual.
Do they talkie as well? Like
Yeah.
Ewok-y talkie?
Yeah, they do.
Sorry, I'll mute my own mic.
Yeah.
So yeah, it deals with her and like her
So
her
like
enclave.
when her tribe, when they reach the age of 1, they go out on a hunt. The mother brings the child out on a hunt.
Hunt the fucking kid? Jesus, Marion.
Yeah. No,
Fucking hardcore.
danger ensues, and they figure out that she's a Jedi somehow. I won't spoil it.
I'm guessing she fucking finds herself
Which is
fortuitously
one,
getting out
so-
of a very hairy situation, real sticky wicket, a rough patch, or rough pumpkins. And she also uses some kind of light telekinetic ability and ends up winning inexplicably.
Yeah.
I fucking said this shit fucking 7 minutes ago, I swear.
There's other stories with there's several stories actually with Count Dooku, with his Padawan Qui-Gon.
Who's voicing him?
Yeah, I was curious about that too.
Oh, I don't know.
Wasn't aware he had a
He's
voice.
spot on though. Qui-Gon is actually voiced by the actor.
By
Liam Neeson.
Ewan McGregor?
No, Liam Neeson.
Listen,
Oh, you said Qui-Gon. I'm sorry. My brain just like the needle skipped, and I was like, "Oh, Obi-Wan."
Yeah.
That's the thing he said right
Obi-Wan is only mentioned in the series. It is mostly
there. Do they mention him with Ewan McGregor's voice though?
no. Okay, so let's see. Tales of the Jedi. Corey Burton
Oh, I know that name.
voiced Dooku. He is known
He's
for
on a bunch of stuff.
Transformers the movie, Batman Arkham City, Hercules, Atlantis the Lost Empire.
Okay.
He was Spike, Brawn, Shockwave, and Transformers. He's recently worked on the Mickey Mouse Funhouse, Minnie's Bow Tunes,
So,
Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
oh, who's he? No, never mind. Don't. I need to know that.
Oh, Animaniacs.
Oh, there you go. Wait, hold on. Original or
Or
Hulu
Hulu.
flavored?
20 through 21.
Oh, no.
Hulu.
The new DuckTales.
Ooh.
Let me.
Hey, Mr. McGee.
He's
You
done.
want to get my airplane? I'll take you to the city.
He's done a ton of shit.
Launchpad McQuack.
Hulk, Agents of Flat, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Hey, Rookie.
Like the 70s Rocky and Bullwinkle?
somehow done it.
Probably more like the 60s.
New stuff.
60s.
Okay, the oldest he did. Hold on, let me go all the way.
Probably not.
Shit. He started off with Spectre Man in 1971. Sorry, no,
Oh, Spectre
Jesus
Man.
Christ.
no,
Holy crap.
no, Fantasia.
Wow.
Wait, what? No, that
Hold
can't.
on, what? Okay, get
That
off
has
the
no
phone,
voices in
David
it.
Age.
Oh, hold on. No, he did the 2000 restoration.
Makes sense.
So,
I'm
but
gonna
it's
start
still
calling you
listed
the
as
fucking March
1940.
Hare. I swear to God.
Okay, so he started with
Jumping for every fucking rabbit hole, screaming, "You're late."
okay.
I'm late for a conversation I haven't started with a non-sequitur yet.
Okay, so Spectre Man from 1971. So some of the big items from there: The Adventures of Curious George, Spider-Man from 81 to 82, Dexter the Dragon, Tron Solar Sailor.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Heathcliff the movie. Oh, dude,
Heathcliff, no one could
No.
terrorize the neighborhood.
Justin would know him.
What? Ooh, what?
Justin would know him.
Okay,
He's a-
how about would Brandon know him? Say what the thing is that you're reacting to.
Galtar, the Golden Lance, which just landed on Pluther.
I have heard of Galtar, but yeah, that
Yeah.
definitely sounds like a fucking Cooper joint.
Oh, he was the
Never
voice,
mind, I was wrong. I do not know what it is. Thank you.
he was the voice of the Critter and Critters.
Oh, wow.
So I guess he was actually the voice of Critters.
Yeah. Flight of the Navigator.
What?
What
Yeah.
was even that?
He was the voice of Ralph.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
He was in Poltergeist 2, G.I. Joe.
Wait, what was he in Poltergeist 2? He wasn't that creepy old man, was he?
No,
No.
he was the voice.
First of all, he would have been in Poltergeist 1.
Reverend Henry Kane.
He was the voice. He did the
Oh,
voice.
okay. All right. All
Okay,
right.
like I think it's pretty clear that this guy
He's a
is
voice actor, yes.
Voice actor, yeah.
Yep. G.I. Joe, the original series. Let's see. Spaceballs.
Okay, so
Oh, Spaceballs.
What was
Okay.
he in Spaceballs?
he was a voice in Spaceballs.
No
I think
shit.
Think.
What
He was-
did he voice in Spaceballs? Let me rephrase it.
Think.
he said.
Okay.
Dink. Yo, who's Dink?
Doink, dink, dick.
Oh, you know what? He was probably one of the fucking Jawa like dwarves. Like,
Yeah. Yes, that's what it was.
yeah. So yeah, this guy just does whatever like voiceover, additional dialogue recording needs to be taken care of.
The original DuckTales, the original Chip and Dales.
He probably was just like additional voices on those.
No, he was Dale in Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Okay, I sit corrected.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
that's cool, man. Well, yeah, so this
he's-
guy does
He's
Christopher
quite a
Lee's
pedigree.
voice. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been around for a while. He knows what he's doing. So great that we've answered the question of who is doing Count Dooku's voice on Tales of the Jedi. I
yes.
can't stress enough. That's the reason we're talking about this right now.
So Darth Sidious is in it. Captain Rex.
Yes,
Who does their
use your
voice?
hate.
Captain Rex is.
Skywalker.
Oh wait. Oh,
Oh God, I may have sent them down another rabbit hole. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Tried.
uh,
have succeeded.
Phil Lamar does Bail Organa's voice.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
Clancy Brown is the Inquisitor.
Hmm.
Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi is in it.
and he's voiced by just tell me a name. Don't.
James Arnold Taylor.
Okay, great. James Arnold Taylor, love the guy.
Yeah.
And anything I've fucking heard him in before. I'm sure it's been numerous things throughout the entirety of my lifetime. It's like fucking quantum leap for voice talent that this dude has provided from the time of 1982 to present. And I could look at any one of his credits and be instantly transported to where I was in my life at that time. Great. So, any interesting stories besides those?
And
Count Dooku and Ahsoka?
Mace Windu. So the real interesting one
Is it Samuel L. Jackson who voices
No.
Mace Windu?
And what's the fucking point?
Okay, I do want to know who voiced him.
Let's see. Let me pull that up. Terrence Carson. TC Carson.
Oh, I do recognize that name. That's okay.
So do I. I do too.
Final Destination 2.
Yep.
Fucking Leo.
So here's the one thing that may
Fucking
be interesting.
Take my keyboard and fucking throw it.
There's a very interesting story with the Yaddle.
Oh, that's the female of Yoda's species, the only other one we had seen besides Yoda up until
Grogu.
The Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I pay attention to some things.
Yes. And she speaks normally.
Like-
she does not.
Like normally, like this normally, or like her syntax is okay.
She does not speak in.
It's not
reverse.
AB normal. Abby someone.
Uh,
So she speaks in like regular, non-fragmented, reversed sentences.
correct.
Wow.
So
Does she still sound like a Muppet?
no, not at all. She
Like
sounds-
at least they should at least make her sound like Janice from fucking Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Yeah.
Like, I'm Yaddle and I'm here to show you the Force. It's like, wow.
well, let me see if I can pull up a clip with her
I
voice.
started thinking Robot Chicken.
It's like it's so far out, man. All the midichlorians.
Oh, there's the copyright strike.
That was an impressive couple of beats there.
Qui-Gon Jinn has become one with the Force.
I'm trying to find where she's talking.
Our students.
Yes.
As this is making
that's
for
her. That's her.
scintillating
Indeed.
streaming right now. Watch as four guys wait for Leo to find a spot in audio that we can all listen to.
Yeah. Before the House of Mouse pulls us from streaming.
Use your hate, Disney.
But yeah, she sounds.
Bryce Dallas Howard voices Yaddle. Thank you, Tom Morse.
Thank you, Tom. So yeah, sounds nothing
Which
like
sounds right, because why wouldn't Bryce Dallas Howard be involved with
Yep.
a Star Wars project? She's already directed a couple of episodes of Mandalorian, was it Mandalorian?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Book of Boba Fett.
And Book of Boba Fett. I thought so. And also, her dad directed Solo, stepping in, and considering the fact that he's had a good partnership with Lucasfilm and a working relationship with George Lucas himself ever since he was in Lucas's film American Graffiti. It's probably just a matter of time, years down the line, before we see Bryce Dallas Howard's fucking kids doing shit, working for Star Wars stuff on Lucasfilm and Disney shit.
Yeah. So where I was trying to get at is with her sounding normal. I'm assuming they're setting that up where we'll hear Grogu's voice at some point in the future.
He's like, "Hi guys."
Yeah.
Maybe it's the males of the species that all talk like that.
Oh, maybe. Oh, that's
Well,
smart.
I mean,
And that's why there's not so many of them, because they drive all the females up a fucking wall, so they don't want to be around them at all. Like, fuck you, Yoda, just fucking once, just once. Will you say it the right fucking way? Just
If you
try.
try,
do or do not.
if you use your force powers, I will turn this space cruiser around and we will go back home.
I will take your little metal ball away.
Oh, there is another. But yeah, I mean, that'd be interesting. Or just find out that like a long time ago in that same galaxy far, far away, that
He hit his
Yoda
head.
was playing like
so I throw punched him.
he was playing like Star Wars version of baseball with a bunch of his buddies, and somebody threw a fucking fastball a little too low and clocked him right in the fucking front of his noggin, just beamed him, and he just wasn't right for the rest of his life after that. Like, oh, here comes Yoda. Yeah, just be cool. He's like, he's all right, man.
But I
We're not even playing the baseball game anymore. Why is he wearing the helmet? Just leave it. It makes him feel better. Why? Well, because fucking Eric fucking threw a fucking fastball at his head at 90 miles an hour. I don't know why that was necessary. Dude, it was a mistake. He has the force. I thought he was going to hit it. How did I know he was going to hit it, but with his skull? That's not on me.
So yeah, Tales of the Jedi. Check it out. It's available on Disney Plus.
That Plus is so hot right now. Kill the Prime Minister of Malaysia.
Oh,
So,
did
yeah.
you see the UK Ghosts came back?
I did not. Actually, did any of you see the trailer for the Ryan Reynolds, Will Ferrell holiday movie that's going to be coming out on Apple Plus?
I did not.
Spirited. It looks as though it's going to be some sort of oddly generational, multi-generational Scrooge story. Like Ryan Reynolds, he's visited present day by the spirit of Christmas Present, played by Will Ferrell. And seemingly he is, I'm going to say, either like familially related or possibly a reincarnation of Scrooge. And it shows them all the way in the past when
Yeah.
that's
because
that's
he's.
what-
I gotcha.
yeah. Like
That
it
looks-
shows him in Victorian times, and it also shows him in the present.
That
And
sounds
my
interesting.
thought was like it could go one of two ways. He's either like the latest descendant of Ebenezer Scrooge, if he was actually a person that existed in the world of this movie, or maybe it's Scrooge who, like, he has to keep getting to the point where he's trying to still learn the same lessons, and
Well,
for some reason he's still been given a chance each time.
most likely it's Scrooge because
Or is
they're
it hell?
Oh, that could
Yeah,
be.
I mean,
that too.
hell is repetition, yo-yo.
I thought hell was me going down a rabbit hole of voice.
Hell is other people. No, that's not hell. That's just aggravating.
Purgatory.
Yeah. Well, they are having that argument in the elevator. He's saying, I helped out this kid. He had a limp.
Tiny
And-
Tim. No, that wasn't it. Was it Micro Michael? Super Small Steve.
What?
No, that was what he said in the. He's trying to think of the sick kid's name, which we're talking about A Christmas Carol, and Ryan Reynolds is like Tiny Tim. He goes, nope, that wasn't it. Was it Little Larry, Micro Michael, Super Small Steve? It's like clearly Tiny Tim. He's like really sickly, small, had one crutch. Tiny Tim. Nope, that's not it. So, yeah, it looks like it could be pretty funny, and I honestly welcome it because Will Ferrell, it would be really great to see him in something really funny again.
Didn't we talk about this like the other week?
Oh, was I not here?
No, we talked about Violent Night with David Harbour. Is Santa Claus.
Yes, that I finally saw the trailer. That looks awesome.
No, because I brought up the fact that I got in trouble when I was working at Best Buy because one of my employees had the opportunity to help out on the set of that movie while they're filming in Worcester.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what? You did
Oh,
mention
yes.
that, dude. I didn't realize it was the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
I honest to God didn't. There's been so many productions all around the area now that when like you or anybody else mention like different people I know mention what's happening, I just can't keep track of what is what.
No,
I'm like, oh yeah, so you're just working on a thing. I got it. Like,
no, but
I didn't save any of the fucking details. I just got that you have a job, and I'm very happy for that.
but no, what you're saying, Yo-Yo, is that you mentioned it last week, and we totally forgot about it.
I thought so.
Yeah,
I remember mentioning it recently.
I remember.
I don't think it was last week. I think it was before that. But
yeah, it might have been.
I vaguely remember.
I remember talking about the movie.
Because it was the Best Buy thing specifically.
Yeah.
That sparked my memory. Like, oh yeah, that's right. I do remember you mentioning something like that. I just didn't put two and two together. Furthest thing from I never think about this show when I'm doing other shit, guys.
As soon as we get off the camera, I'm just
like, oh, what the fucking name of those dudes I was on the show with? I'll see him again next week.
So Tom Morris is asking, did anybody see the teaser of Doctor Who coming to Disney Plus? I have
not the teaser, but I've seen the announcement.
Yeah, that David Tennant is back.
Well, I don't think that was actually the fucking teaser. It was just that Doctor Who was going to be streaming exclusively on Disney Plus. But yeah, there's that lack of a spoiler warning right there.
Oh, sorry. Apparently, this just came up on my feed. Bryan Cranston could be working on a Malcolm in the Middle reboot.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. No, what he needs to work on is a Half-Life movie.
Yeah,
Half-Life 3.
I don't know.
Tell me he does not look like Gordon Freeman.
Yes, he does, especially in Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anything that you guys just said.
So,
Half-Life is a game.
Yes, created by Valve. And people have been clamoring for a Half-Life 3 for a decade and a half, and they haven't gotten it. We've gotten Steam out of Valve, but we've gotten a Steam Deck, we've gotten a Steam Link. No, they don't.
Left 4 Dead.
But we've gotten like spin-offs from Half-Life. We've got Portal, we got the Orange Box, we got like
Portal.
This is a VR game. Well, technically Team Fortress was like other people making it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of like a precursor to Fortnite.
Yeah,
the cake is a lie.
The
cake is a lie.
Yeah, the cake is a lie. And if you make it to the end, you'll have a slice of Black Forest cake.
And if you watch,
delicious.
If you saw what Kevin looked like in the She-Hulk finale, he looked like GLaDOS from Portal a little bit. I don't know if anyone caught that reference.
No,
I always thought I've only
like
played bits and pieces. I always thought it was Gladys.
No,
like pronounced Gladys. No, oh no shit.
GLaDOS.
Wow, you learn something new every day. I'm still never gonna play.
No, you're thinking of Alice, the old TV show.
Yeah, it is.
Well, kiss my grits. I got what Leo was saying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know anything about what Bryan Cranston's involvement with any of that is, but I don't think that a Malcolm in the Middle reboot is a good use of his talents. So yeah, do myself a favor. I'm sorry.
Go online, Google Gordon Freeman Half-Life, and tell me that does not look like Bryan Cranston in Breaking Bad.
Okay.
And then look at it. And then the supercut I put in the chat today of Kevin McAllister in Resident Evil Village. If you click on that person's channel, he does superimpose Bryan Cranston's Walter White in Half-Life. So if you look on that guy's channel, look for that, because yes, I agree with Yo-Yo. He does look like Gordon Freeman, Breaking Bad style. And if he was cast as Gordon Freeman, sign me up. I will watch Half-Life if it was adapted to a film.
So he's doing a Malcolm in the Middle reboot, though, and I assume there are other people from the original show getting ready to sign on the dotted line for this.
It would only be because all the other kids are older. Probably would only be Jane Kazmarek and Bryan Cranston.
Well, I mean, I think that they would involve
Yeah,
them.
because it can't really be Malcolm in the middle. Malcolm's
Yeah,
not in
exactly.
the middle anyway.
Let me see what.
Unless he's like caught in the middle of the divorce. I don't know.
A fucking adult child of divorce.
I mean, the ending of
I'm 31. How am I supposed to handle this? I don't know, like an adult.
I mean, the ending,
Go
this
get
whole
therapy?
series, the whole finale of the whole series, you got the ending for Malcolm. You knew what he was going to go through for his whole entire life. If they were going to reboot the whole thing, or if they were going to continue it, it had to be the parents, what they were going to go through after the kids were out of the house. So it makes sense, but
Okay, so
But why?
This is all spearing from Fox News Digital. So Frankie,
So take it with the Korean.
Frankie Muniz says it hasn't been doing much lately, but he's set to appear in the VH1 revival of The Surreal Life, where the reality show puts less than A-list celebrities in a house together. Well, because why the hell not? But they're saying Muniz recently spoke with Fox about the new show.
This man anymore.
And it was asked about his time on Malcolm Middle, and buried in the interview was a shocking revelation that not only is Bryan Cranston hoping to revisit the Wilkerson family with the reboot of the series, but that he's already working on a script.
okay.
Awesome. Well, and with that being said, what a phenomenal peak and valley this show has fucking been. Starting with the absolutely fantastic and brandy fresh news that Henry Cavill is back as Superman officially, and
Spoiler.
we have an awesome Black Adam movie for the most part that audiences all seem to agree is great. It's a great new direction for DC Studios as it's being headed up by co-CEOs James Gunn, the director, filmmaker, and as well as producer Peter Safran. And now we've ended it with, there's going to be a potential Malcolm in the Middle reboot that absolutely nobody except the people who want to get paid for being involved with the reboot want to see happen. Wow.
And
I think
there's
the more depressing part is the Surreal Life.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
I did see that. I did see that recently. He was like,
Oh,
it's not like it was back in the day.
vomit.
I'm like, are you sure about that, pal?
That makes me.
I
wanna
mean,
vomit.
Makes me think of like Ian McKellen when he questions whether or not they saw Senator Kelly turn into like jelly in the movie X-Men. He's like, you sure you saw what you think you saw? Like,
I mean, to
Really,
bring things full circle. I mean, if James Gunn was one of the judges for another Scream Queens reboot, it was a reality show on VH1 around the time Surreal Life came out, because they had like, because there's a new Saw movie with Tobin Bell as Jigsaw coming out, and because the Scream Queens thing in 2003 was they had 10 actresses, and the 10 actresses were vying for a shot in Scream 5, and then they did a season 2, which was for Scream 6, or sorry, Saw 5, Saw 6, and Saw 7.
What'd you say?
What?
No. You know what? Hey guys, I've been watching My Secret Identity starring Jerry O'Connell from the fucking 80s. It was 3 seasons long, and I'm still scratching my head as to why nobody ever tapped him to play a young Superman in any sort of live action project or production. It's baffling because he definitely had the chops for it, especially considering he played a superpowered teenager who looks an awful lot like Clark Kent and Superman to begin with in a Scholastic series from Canada for 3 fucking years.
Yeah.
Man, it's really fun to like revisit it, and the amount of fucking Marvel comics that this kid uses as his inspiration to become the world's fucking worst superhero is absolutely astounding.
Didn't they?
I figured I'd just throw that out there because we're just clearly throwing shit at the wall right now to see what sticks.
Yes, but we've had fun.
That's true. I mean, I am enjoying myself as well.
We made friends along the way. You know?
There's nobody here that has not been laughing the whole time. So, like, we're amused, and we hope that all of you are too.
Yeah.
But your amusement is a pleasant byproduct of our own.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap things up.
They're saying that we should.
Yeah. Oh shit!
And on
I
that
really
note,
gotta
cheese
change
it, the
the
feds! Quick, say your outro. Get the fuck out of here.
I just remembered.
I really gotta change that timer.
I just remembered I have an early meeting in the morning as well. Fun times. I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. Who gives a shit about me?
We do.
Oh, Steven.
So you
Yeah,
can
sure.
follow Super Richard. You can follow Super Richard Throwback Reviews on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And thank you for everyone for checking out my live stream show last week. We're going to be doing another one in November. Open invite to anyone who wants to come in and not fucking up my broadcast, guys. But thank you to everyone who attended last week, seriously. And we'll be doing another one once a month. So check us out.
And Tom says, when you're dorking in your family. Thanks, Tom.
Yes, and when you bring out the Hellmans, you bring out the best. Wait,
I know.
that's mayonnaise. Never mind.
And
Whoopsie.
I forgot what I was going to say. Brandon.
Oh, I think it was probably just Brandon. So well done, sir. Hey everyone, I'm Powerful Brandon. If you want to come over to the Powers Combined Facebook group, we're a bunch of dorks that just like to share news, memes, jokes, info, good times to be had by all. The number one rule there is do not be a jerk. If you break it, you will be booted immediately. I would also like to say one of our also like added rules is never try to post anything from We Got This Covered. That's a rule everyone should live by. If you want to follow me on social media, check me out on Twitter at Brandon's Powers and Instagram at This Brandon Has Powers. Aside from here on the Wednesday Night Dorkening Show, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week, you can check me out on the bi-weekly switching back and forth shows of The Dork Night, which covers all things Batman, which we discuss and dissect. That is myself, Mr. Leo Pond, and our good buddy Justin the Coop Cooper. And then we switch over the next week with Comics Paradox, in which Leo, Justin, and myself talk about all different types of alternate reality tales and takes, characters that you know and may be familiar with for years, such as What Ifs from Marvel, Elseworlds from DC, as well as storylines like Age of Apocalypse from X-Men and Marvel, or even Crisis on Infinite Earths. We will cover it all, and we're having a blast doing it. So you can find those wherever fine podcasts are broadcast.
Awesome. Yo.
I'm Yo-Yo.
Yes.
You can follow me on Instagram at Yo Saint Laurent. That's pretty much all thing I'm at right now.
Simple.
I made myself laugh so much.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Well, we had a lot of fun. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye, everybody.